Are you thinking about taking a cruise on the Norwegian Prima? We recently sailed on a 5-day voyage on the Prima out of New York City, and we went to Bermuda and back. Today, we're going to tell you who we think is the best fit to sail on Prima. Let's talk about it. Hey there friends, John here from Byte Cruises. Welcome to today's video where we're going to tell you who we think the best audience is for Norwegian Prima. We just got back from a 5-day sailing on Prima that left out of New York and went to Bermuda. We absolutely enjoyed this voyage. There were some really great highlights. Speaking of food, there were some like mid-tier lowlights, which is we couldn't get into the Prices Right. It was sold out pre-cruise, which I don't think is great. And also we couldn't get into Sid Norman's Poorhouse. However, we did get to see the Fleetwood Mac Rumor Show in the main theater. Double thumbs up for that. So I love Norwegian Cruise Line. I've sailed on it the most of any of the cruise lines. They may not have my absolute favorite ships of all time. I still think Oasis, the Oasis class ships, are my favorite ships of all time. And maybe Icon. I'm going on Icon in a few weeks. But I do love Norwegian. I love everything about the freestyle concept. I love the specialty dining. I love a ton of their entertainment and just the things to do. And I always say it, I kind of feel at home on Norwegian. So that being said, this ship is a little bit weird. I love the Breakaway Plus class ships. The Breakaway Plus class, absolutely amazing ships. They are like my second favorite class of ships. So I really do enjoy those. This is a huge change from that element, let's say. I still like Prima a lot. I'm sure the Aqua and Luna, which have made some improvements and done some things differently, hopefully I'll like those a little bit more. I'm going on Aqua in a few months. But here's my kind of critique and where I think things fit in. One, I think it was a little bit ambitious, which I think is great. I think it's great when cruise lines take a big shot at something, and Norwegian's done this before. They did it with Epic. Epic didn't turn out great. They quickly moved away from it. Still, people love Epic, and people love Prima. But there are some things I don't love about it. I don't love that a lot of the hallways just go nowhere. They just dead end. A lot of times on a cruise ship, right, you can go, if it's a large space, like on Royal Caribbean where they have a promenade, you're basically going through the middle, and then you can come back and forth. But you could basically wind around and walk on both sides, see different things, right? You know what I mean? You could see both sides of the ship, obviously. But there's a lot of space to kind of go and come back and still experience different things. On a lot of the Norwegian ships, even the Breakaway Plus class, in the middle of 6, 7, and 8, yeah, there's kind of one direction that you go. But similarly, even on 7 and on 8, even more so, there's a way to kind of wind around and come back. Still, I can see where it's similar to that concept, but on Prima, I felt like it's even weirder. It's almost like you're winding down like the left side of the ship, and then you feel like you should be able to come around the right side, and you can't. So that's a little quirky and weird. You just basically have to turn around and come back. It's okay. It's also a long walk to get to the elevators because there is a private elevator bank for the Haven only, which is great for Haven guests, don't get me wrong. But it is inconvenient if you are in a standard cabin, if you're a normie, and then you have to come back around or try to find the elevator. You also have to kind of go up and down sometimes to kind of figure where things are. I just think it's unnecessarily confusing. Now on deck 8, there's a very specific reason for why that is. It's because there's so much outdoor space, which I think is incredible. However, leaving out of New York in winter-ish, late winter, early spring, not the best environment for this ship because a lot of that outdoor space is compromised on days when the weather's not great. So if it's cold or if it's rainy, everyone's inside, and that interior on deck 8 specifically is really small because of all the tremendous amount of outdoor space on deck 8, which is incredible. Beautiful pools out on deck 8. You have the Indulge Food Hall in the back with the just beautiful bar back there, tons of seating. So there are a ton of things that I love. The Indulge Food Hall is a big plus. I love that area. I love that concept of getting away from the buffet more and more into a kind of grab and go or quick eats environment with tapas and different items. So there are a ton of things to do. You do have the Sid Norman's on there, which does a bunch of shows during the week. The venue's very small. It's a problem. They did move the Fleetwood Mac Rumor Show into the main theater. I give them a lot of credit for this. It's an amazing show, and I'm very happy for that. I'm a little sad that they got rid of the Donna Summer musical, but they do have now the Fleetwood Mac show and some other shows in the main theater, and all the shows were great. I am not a huge fan of the Bossa Nova beat, the Latin ballroom dancing, Burn the Floor. It's just not my favorite show. I have talked to many, many people who love it. They love that experience. It's just not for me. I prefer a traditional musical. I don't want to just see a dancing show for the most part. There is singing in it, don't get me wrong, but it's just not my favorite. But the other really disappointing thing that I talked about earlier was we really wanted to go see Price is Right. I didn't book it ahead of time because I didn't think we needed to. Generally, when you get on the ship, you could still book dining and shows. They don't book everything pre-cruise because not everybody is tech savvy. We are. I just don't book everything pre-cruise because sometimes I'm trying to figure out when my dining is going to be. So I like to get on, do the dining, and then do the shows. So sadly, the minute we walked on the ship, Price is Right was already sold out. We didn't get to see it, which really stinks. And I talked to a bunch of other people that did get to see it. So I don't love that, but it's okay. The racetrack is really cool, but look, you're going to do it once. That's it. You're going to do it once, and it takes up a ton of space. Mini golf is not working the way it's supposed to work, but it's still fun. I think it was, again, very ambitious. They did mini golf that has a huge technology component to it, and it hasn't been working for months apparently, and they're working on it. So it was free, which is great. So you could go up and do mini golf. It was included. It wasn't free, God forbid. So it was fine. The darts up there on that deck are cool. That is a fun little area up there where you can, they have the little soccer under the table, which is fun. They have beer pong up there. Obviously not really beer pong, but they have beer pong up there where you can play fun ping pong, pickleball, the whole 9 yards. It's a very fun area. The Galaxy Pavilion, another big swing and a miss for me. I don't think it's a good experience. The virtual reality games are always broken. We went up there, I paid $10 to play like a shooting VR game, and there was no buttons. They were broken, but they still took our money. So that's terrible. I just sat there and basically was on a roller coaster for 10 minutes. So I don't love the Galaxy Pavilion. However, I love the observation lounge. So again, there's these great highs, great lows. Nobody likes the pool deck. I know that it's very small. That doesn't bother me because I don't really hang out on the pool deck all that much, but I get it. And there is a ton more outdoor space anyway. I don't think it's a huge deal, but some people do prefer that large, expansive pool deck area. So if you enjoy that and your goal is to hang out on the pool deck for all 5, 4, 7 days of your cruise, this is probably not the best ship for you. They do have a Vibe Beach Club. That Vibe Beach Club does not have a pool, it just has hot tubs. And the Vibe Beach Club is beautiful. There's a bar in there, it's awesome. Another highlight. The specialty dining, huge highlight. So now let's get into who I think this ship is for. And I've thought about this a lot. I thought about it when I first went on the ship for the inaugural, and now when I'm back on the ship, I actually enjoyed my time much more this time on the ship. I thought I had more of an open mind and I wanted to think about things more and not just be jaded because I really like the Breakaway Plus class. So I think this ship is great for adults. So I don't think it's a great ship for kids. There are things for kids to do. You have that fun deck up there with the beer pong. They're playing beer pong, and there's no beer anyway. It's just little cups that you're shooting your ping pong balls into. But with the mini golf up there, with the darts and the dart simulator, with the kids clubs that are great, with the race cars, there are a ton of things for kids to do. I just don't think it's a kid-focused ship. And this is something that I've wanted Norwegian to kind of move away from for a while, and I don't think they're going to, but they're kind of dipping their toes on both sides of the line. I don't think Norwegian is a direct competition for Carnival and Royal Caribbean and MSC, the more family-focused cruise lines. Even MSC could be slightly different. But Carnival and Royal specifically, very, very family-focused. So for me, I look at Norwegian more as a competitor for Celebrity and Princess, in my opinion. It's a little more adult-focused, a little more of an enhanced kind of elegant experience. When I get on Norwegian, it doesn't feel like Royal Caribbean or Carnival to me. It feels like Princess or Celebrity. It feels a little elevated. I think the food is excellent. So look, if you're an adult, if you are a foodie and you enjoy specialty dining, don't mind spending a little bit more. You're going to get some included if you do the more at sea. But if you really enjoy that, I think it's for you. If you also enjoy a more all-inclusive, I know people are going to freak out when I say that, but you can get the more at sea, which is going to include your drinks, your sodas, all your juices, all that stuff, with the exception of Starbucks. It's going to include several specialty dining offerings if you're in a balcony or higher, 3 to be exact. And then if you have status like platinum or sapphire or anything like that, you're going to get more specialty dining. So if you're in that range where you prefer things a little more all-inclusive, now don't get me wrong, Norwegian is going to nickel and dime the hell out of you. Most cruise lines do. Some are better than others. There's a ton of stuff they're going to ask you to pay for. Starbucks, they're going to ask you to pay for your gratuities. Obviously, I wish that was included in more at sea. It's not. What are you going to do about it? So, and Norwegian has very high gratuities in the industry. They're also going to hit you up nonstop for things like bingo, things like Price is Right, not Price is Right, I apologize, Wheel of Fortune, Deal or No Deal, all of those things. There's constantly somebody going around. Spa deal, you know, it's like most of the other cruise lines. So, but it does tend to be a little more all-inclusive than your Royals or your Carnivals. Just saying, you can get the drinks, you can get different things. So in my opinion, the best people to go on Norwegian Cruise Line, I'm going to say 25 and up, love food, love a little bit of an elevated experience, not necessarily into a ton of kids running around or a ton of family things. That seems to me to be the sweet spot for Norwegian Prima and Norwegian in general. Some ships are a little more kid-friendly than others, but in general, I think that is the best. Also, if you're in my age group, if you're Gen X, I think Norwegian is awesome for you. There are still some fun things to do. I like a little bit of both. I like having some fun things to do as an adult, but not necessarily the ton of kid-friendly things. Sometimes I love Royal Caribbean, love those Oasis class ships, but sometimes it does feel overwhelming if you go on a cruise where it's spring break or in the middle of the summer and you're like, oh my God, there's kids everywhere. You're not going to get as much of that on Norwegian. So long story short, that is who I think this ship is for. Let me know in the comments below what your experience on Prima is, or if you're looking at going on Prima, feel free to ask questions in the chat below, or email me at jp@bitesizecruises.com. We really appreciate you watching the video. After this video, I'm going to link the review and debrief for you so you can see what we thought about all the things on Prima. So check that out, and we'd love for you to subscribe and come along with us on this journey. Put out a cruise video just about every single day here. Thanks so much. Happy cruising, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.